Nnamdi Kanu is not stupid, but Biafra dream is unrealistic, Colonial said. When in the breakfast hours of the 6th of June 1967, the war bells were heard in the middle parts of a West African country, the people were expecting a change. They had been walked into believing the Biafran fight was a dream that would soon come true, and they only needed some gun exchanges. Of course, the brain behind all this was Colonial Odumegwu Ojukwu, and he did a great job making the people believe that they could get a better Igbo nation for all of us. The war started, and the commanders were come out, give orders, and assign roles. Then, quietly sneak back into the bunkers to safeguard their lives. Yes, Ojukwu and the other veterans' lives matter more than the thousands of other soldiers because no one would control the crowd later on. No one would also rule the nations, since it was all an intoxication of power having a war against itself. The people were suffering, children were starving, and everything was falling apart. I can remember my mom telling me of how the 3 years were the worst of her entire lifestyle, and she didn't even pass through the hardship others did because her father was a soldier also. According to her, as early as 5 o'clock in the morning, the soldiers would be at their door knocking to recruit my grandfather and others for the shooting of the day. Hundreds of able-bodied men were dying in the war front, but Ojukwu and the other warheads were in the bunkers smoking, drinking, having luxury meals, and the best time of their lives with women. On the 15th of January 1970, the version one of the Nigerian Civil War ended, and it was declared that there were no victor and no vanquished. That was, of course, the biggest lie I ever heard. How can there be no victor and no vanquished when you still had the bone of contention in your custody? We are fighting for a belt in your possession, and you still had it after the fight, and yet you claim there were no victor or vanquished. Well, it's more than 50 years, and yet the little nation is still trying to run away. The movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra, MASOB, raised it again to fight the cause under the leadership of Ralph Owazurike. I can remember a friend's grandfather taking a bicycle to attend MASOB meeting miles away, and he'd come back every day with fresh assurances. They were brainwashed into believing they would be major stakeholders should the Biafra dream become a reality, and they were making weekly contribution to fuel the dreams. An uncle was also among, and any day you happen to get closer to him, you will never fail to hear rants of Biafra and how they will bolt away from Nigeria. Gradually, the kingdom of Masob was divided against itself, and it fell. The struggle were taken over by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. He came just like another Ojukwu and Uwazurike, but this time with a much bigger portfolio. Mazi Kanu was able to convince the people that he is the greatly anticipated Messiah, owing to the fact that he was a dual citizen of Nigeria and Britain and came from a royal family. He tried doing just what his predecessor did, and troops were sent to his hometown to calm down the agitations. The Operation Python dance was put in place and the people were forced into their daily businesses. What does this mean? You can't fight the leadership of your own country. Showore is a better friend to Nigerian than Nnamdi Kanu, owing to the fact that he is seeking for a revolution, which will mean a better nation for all of us. I was born in the eastern part of the country, but that doesn't make me any less Nigerian. No Nigerian is more Nigerian than the others, and the fight should be a struggle for the betterment of all, not for a particular tribe to live and off to the ends of another set of power intoxicated individual. Who knows? A revolution, a revolution now might mean better healthcare and electricity for our unborn children. It might mean free and fair election in times to come and a better currency. So, why not drop the selfless or selfishness and focus on making our best nation a better one for all of us? If all these are not for your personal interest, I am proudly Nigerian and even more proudly Igbo. Our ancestors have fought the wars so we can live in peace. Let us love one another as we love ourselves. Thanks a lot for reading along. Thank you for listening to this news. This is serious. You can imagine. Nnamdi Kanu is not stupid, but the Biafran dream is unrealistic. Well, you have written well, but then I would say that you are a dreamer. Yeah, you are a dreamer. I'm talking to the writer. You are a big dreamer. Your write-up makes sense anyway, for some level, but I disagree with you. I disagree with you that we can live in Nigeria in peace. No history have it that Nigeria have, have ever lived in peace since creation. I bet you. History have never taken that or said that. History have it that Igbos and Hausas have never lived in peace because it have not happened before from the beginning. Because the beginning of every matters. See, for the battle of freedom, no going back. Ojukwu have made his contribution and go. Owazurike have made his own contribution and go. I wish Mazi Nnamdi Kanu long life, strength of heart, and wisdom to fight and finish well, even if he could not do it. God will raise another. See Moses. Moses started the journey, but Joshua and Caleb finished the work and led the children of Israel into the promised land. If your plan or your dream is that Biafra will not be actualized, I will tell you that you must be a dreamer, because that which you see to be unrealistic will turn to be realistic, because it's already at the door of its actualization. So, my viewers, what do you think of what this writer have just said? What do you think of my opinion? Have I spoken well? If not,